Hello and welcome to yet another episode of ETCIO TV. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Muqbil Ahmar. I'm the Executive Editor at the Economic Times ETCIO. Now, let me set some context to this discussion. We all know and would appreciate that digital transformation is accelerating. Before the pandemic, digital was largely viewed as an option and a choice. However, today it's an imperative. Taking the digital route can help enterprises increase agility, scale, competitiveness, etc. Therefore, the industry must accelerate this digital journey in order to ensure that they thrive in coming times. Now, going digital and adopting new technologies, I'm sure, will remove inefficiencies in the system, streamline processes, and create operational excellence, thus making them more productive. Adoption of technologies can resolve several of the challenges enterprises face today and take digital transformation to a whole new level. In fact, after the pandemic, it has become crucial for businesses to transform their legacy systems in order to stay ahead of the curve. With advanced solutions, businesses can easily become more agile, scalable, and sustainable. And there couldn't have been a better time to discuss all this because for today's discussion, we have a very knowledgeable and insightful speaker who is also a senior technology professional. It is my pleasure to introduce Anurag Shrivastava, founder and CEO, Netlink Software Group. Anurag is a thought leader and technopreneur with over 25 years of rich experience in the information technology industry, including building and leading globally distributed technology teams in the USA, Australia, Europe, Asia, etc. Welcome to the show, Anurag.
Thank you very much.
Hope you are doing well.
I'm doing very well, and thanks for your time as well. And what you spoke about, I don't know if I'll be able to talk about that also.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, the first question that comes to my mind, Anurag, is how do you view this extremely rapidly evolving technology landscape?
So this is nothing new for us. I know that this is more in the acceleration mode right now. But when we started the company at that time, everybody was talking about Y2K because we are coming to 2000 year. And there was a big fear among many people who build legacy systems for their operations and, for business. And at that time itself, we thought of how can we overcome, this kind of a problem and adopt new technologies. And at that time, I think new things came in the market where everything was going on the web. So we started to migrate all the legacy systems and those front-end applications on the web itself. So it's available to anybody across the globe. Otherwise, many companies, large companies were struggling at that time also. So since then, I think this started, but I think in last few years, we have seen the necessity of this for every business. And I think COVID also taught us many lessons that we cannot 100% depend on human beings, although they are the most important, individuals for any business to operate. But adoption of technologies to bridge the gaps, between each element of the process, each process, flow. There are many things which organizations have done over a period of time where they adopted certain kinds of technologies, but they also had constraints to integrate one technology or one system to another system. So there are few things which are very important. One is adoption of new processes, changing the processes, making sure they're smooth. There are no gaps in between which can create any interruptions. Also, the use of right technologies. Don't use one technology across the entire enterprise. Plus, each enterprise also has multiple locations, multiple countries that they are spread across. They do a lot of mergers and acquisitions. So I think it's much simpler these days to adopt the technologies based on specific requirement you have in the business, where the gaps are, and how do you achieve the success through those? How can we create more value? How can we make things more efficient on the operation side? How can we grow the business? How can we reach out to more customers? How can we take care of customers? So I think all the new technologies, plus if you really see the technologies, fundamentals are the same. Everybody is using the same logic to build those technologies. Everybody is using the same logic for all the developers to simplify this. I think more important is how can you make it simple for the end user to use it? How can you bridge the gaps across different elements of the process to simplify it? And how can you make the visibility of what is being built so that they can make the right decision at the right time and add the value to the organization? No, so that's kind of the most important thing. And these days, I think what we have seen over a period of time, that majority of IT companies used to focus on digitization, which used to be called BPO. And then data centers where all the servers and all the data and all the applications were sitting, right? And there was also some security issues which were there at that time. Then data services and analytics, right? When data started to get accumulated over a period of time, it was also important for us to, improve the efficiency of the data, the requirement where it is, application development. But across the board these days, for each of these segments, there are multiple technologies. Every week you hear about something new. And the nomenclature of those technologies are also sometimes very difficult to understand. But ultimately, when you go down, you see the same thing, which is better because it's simplifying the usability, expediting the process of building something. And at the end of the day, it's creating more value for the business.
Absolutely. I think technology these days has really emerged as a key enabler, particularly looking at the rapid, rate of digitalization that we see, not only in the world of business, but the world over. Now, my next question to you, Anurag, is what are the business factors which are driving the need for digital transformation, in terms of things like agility, customer experience, etc.?
Yeah, I think most important thing is for whether it's our business or any large enterprise spread across the globe, taking care of your employees and taking care of our customers. I think these are the two important things. And then on top of it, I think if you want to see the smiles on faces of your customers as well as your employees, you have to fix the process that you're adopting. And sometimes fixing the process itself requires implementation of right technologies, implementation of right systems, implementation of right processes. Plus, I think we also have to give emphasis on the ideas and views of the employees that are working with you. Plus, if you do the alliance with multiple other partners. So I keep saying that competition is not the right word to use. I think it's basically learning the lessons, somebody who's doing something better, how can we adopt that? How can we take more information from them, right? And customers these days are not looking for who is the best. Customers are looking for who can solve my problem today, right? So I think there are many factors for customers, taking care of workforce, taking care of operations, improve the efficiency within the organization to do something faster, better. Otherwise, there are other companies who will overcome that, taking care of the customers and also listening to customers and providing our views to the customer as well.
Absolutely. I think digital is the only way forward. Enterprises who don't, adopt this route are going to fail at some point or the other, or at least going to lag behind. So we have agreed and we have spoken about, some of the challenges that enterprises face. How do you think Netlink can help enterprises overcome some of these challenges?
Yeah, so I think since the beginning itself, number one is that when you talk to customer about where they are, where they want to be, that is the first step, because you're not just asking them to give you the scope of work. You should also ask them multiple questions that why are you looking for this change? Where you want to be? That gives you more information about where they want to be. And I think that brings a lot of creativity on our side as well. And majority of our customers that we started working with 15 years ago, some of them have been with us for 20 years, 10 years. I think we started with something new. In fact, we took everything as a challenge for ourselves. And, customers always thought that let's experiment with them and see what happens. And we produced those results by using the right technology at the right time, using the right efficiency in producing something faster for the customers. And also understanding of the business side of the customers. What function are we working for? Where the gaps are, what KPIs that customers are looking for as results, how can we produce those? I think that really helped us in enhancing our relationship with the customers and producing better results for them. And I think we also built many products in the long process, because earlier we were adopting the technologies or the systems that were available in the market. And over a period of time, customers also get frustrated with some of those things because they also have to keep the workforce for the support. And they are stuck with that because they're not able to make a lot of customization unless the new version comes. So we also created a new way of adopting customers' requirement where our available solution is applicable, where we have to produce something for the customer that they themselves can configure it. So we have built many systems, many products, many solutions for the customer over a period of time. And that is the reason why majority of customers are staying with us. And I think one other example we have is we have built the new product, which is very data oriented. There is many customers who have a lot of data sitting with them. And first of all, integration of that data, because you cannot just isolate the decision making by looking at data coming from different sources. You have to apply it to which business results you're looking for and what kind of data is being accumulated, how to clean it, how to integrate it, how to make it meaningful for us to be able to make the right decision. And that's where we created a product called Luminar. And my team has done a fantastic job of making it very simple for customers. Similarly, we also adopted to low code a few years ago. I think this just got initiated and it was a little challenging, but we adopted that low code solution and we became number one. And I think since then we learned the lesson that, hey, why stick with one low code? Why can't we just go for multiple? Because it's a customer decision. And ultimately, low code also is required for specific type of industry, specific type of business function. Certain customers are looking for something to build, which could take long time. But there are customers who are looking for something immediate. So I think that's where the adoption of low code, new technology, and innovation to build something good for customers, that's kind of the history of Netlink, over a period of time.
Right. Could you share a few trends in emerging technologies and how Netlink is gearing up to cater to this demand?
So there are, for example, I took the example of low code, right? In low code also, there's a deviation, from number one to, somebody who has just started it. The deviation is coming from people who are starting something new. This can be cheaper, better, faster for, startups, because they are also building something using the technology. And for them to pay huge, licensing fee or build the products using the very prominent and important and experienced individuals, sometimes it becomes an issue for them initially, right? So these days, I think it's important for us to simulate the requirement versus, what is the availability and try to make it most efficient for the customers. So low code is one example. Similarly, on the AI as well, in artificial intelligence, everybody is hearing this word artificial intelligence. But where it is applicable, what value it brings, that is the most important thing. And I think that's where we built a very solid team, which has enough experience to solve a business problem, plus also think about where the future should be for the organization, where they are going towards, and what will be most helpful for them to adopt. So I think these are the kind of things that we have, worked on: acceleration of making decision, plus also providing the decision which are more meaningful for the customers.
Excellent. What are some of the cutting edge, Netlink solutions for enterprises, and how have they contributed to your success?
So one obviously is, as I said, using low code in the last 5 years, we have built specific type of solutions for customers. For example, in the BFSI, retail industries, customer management, call center industries, education industries, we've built many solutions which are filling the gap between other systems that they're using today. The majority of customers who are using something for the accounting, they're using something for the workforce management, but there are a lot of other gaps. They're using something for the customer management, they're using something for the logistics. So how to integrate all those, where the gaps are, how can we build something? So we have multiple solutions there. Plus we have Luminar, as I discussed earlier, which is actually a very simple data analytics platform that we have built. And it's very, very simple because we have used multiple such systems in the past based on customers' requirement and specifically customers asking us to use this. And there is no issue actually. Customers made the decision. And we had to actually come back and say, hey, we found this problem in this particular system. So how can we build something which is simpler for us to make it, which can be very easily configurable? How can we make something where customers don't require technical workforce to help them, make changes? And how can we make something available which is available on their fingertips, any data that is available in their organization or even outside of the organization? How can we integrate majority of their systems and platforms that they're using? And how can they make the decisions today based on what the data is? At the same time, how do they predict the performance of certain parts of their functions? So that's kind of what we have built. Plus, it's also very simple. If you are driving the car and you have a question, you can press the button on the phone or anywhere and ask the question, and it answers back verbally, as well as also something which they can type as a question. And it creates the base. It's creating the knowledge base for those customers themselves. Because every large organization has hundreds of key individuals who are decision makers, right? Sometimes even thousands of those. And you also want to make sure that people have that ability to see what decision was made based on what and how it performed. So it creates a knowledge base also. So these are kind of the specific system we have built for customers across different verticals, different geographies, as well as different business functions.
Excellent, Anurag. So, really wrapping up the conversation, we know that, Netlink is celebrating its 25th anniversary. Congratulations on that. It would be great if you could share a little about how the journey has been.
Journey has been great, actually. We started, so I was working for an IT company, very prominent IT company, and I was given an award at that time. And I had some family reasons to basically start something of my own, so I have the flexibility to move between US and here. And I learned many things in US as well. At that time, I think we made the decision to come back to my hometown in Bhopal. And it was kind of a tier 2 city at that time, so there was a major struggle for us to start something here. But I found very good, talented individuals here, freshers. So I kind of work with them to train them. And majority of those guys are still with us, which is a matter of proud for me. And at that time itself, basically, instead of working on something which is very common, like providing resources to customers, and billing them, we changed the engagement model, where we used to call it, hey, whatever challenge customers are giving us, our workforce, whether it's 5 people or 10 people, it's not something that we are going to build the customer. We are going to build you based on the results we are creating for you. And I think same thing over a period of time became better and better for us. Every year we launched something new based on the lessons learned. And majority of customer, as I said, we started to solve their problem. And then we decided also that there are tier 2 suppliers to automotive, there are tier 2 suppliers to manufacturing, large organizations, and even other verticals where we thought that they want to completely outsource the IT work because they were struggling, because their focus was on manufacturing, we're producing better products. And we created, some kind of an engagement model where we are providing better, services to them, faster, better, cheaper, and also helping their business grow. So I think that's what we adopted. And then over a period of time, we did multiple acquisitions of wherever we saw opportunity where something can come on the Netlink side, as well as, what additional value we can create. For example, we acquired companies who were running data centers there. And then over a period of time, we realized that now everybody's moving to cloud. So we also acquired companies who were primarily focusing on migration from data centers to cloud. And that helped us. Plus also on the low code side, when we were starting and building this, we also saw certain companies with very good profile, very good, alliance with certain customers in certain verticals. We adopted them. So I think that's a culture within the Netlink to integrate the workforce coming from outside, which is smarter than us. We should never think that we are number one and whoever is coming here has to learn something. We have to learn something back from them. And I think that also was very, very important for us, plus also giving freedom now. So Netlink, I call it a platform because we have done everything that is out there in the world in 25 years. And as a platform, anybody who has ideas or vision or do something unique, the platform is available. Netlink is always available because we have the stability financially as well as reputation of Netlink, certifications, and majority of customers all over the world. And also team members here who are very adaptive to new technologies. We can always build something unique, and which we have been doing, and we've been successful. And the last thing I want to say is the culture, continuously every year, I keep talking to my leaders and my workforce that, please feel free to come and criticize us. If you can do that, we will learn many things that you are, unnecessarily, tolerating. And that really helps us changing the culture. And also the campus, anybody is welcome to see the Netlink campus here, where all kinds of facilities are available, all kinds of sports, games, all kinds of cultural activities that take place here. Everybody has full freedom to plan something. And that's the new culture. And if you see the next generation in last few years, they are not there just to work. They also they'll do fantastic job if you give them the freedom to do something better, And so that's very important. And I said earlier also, I'm very focused on smile and smile. So whether it's our workforce or customers, if they both are smiling, that means you're on the right path. So that's all I wanted to say.
Absolutely, absolutely, Anurag. I think it has been a fabulously inspiring journey for you and for Netlink. And Anurag, with these words, we come to the end of this interview. It's been a wonderfully insightful discussion. I must thank you for your valuable time and insights. And thank you all, the members of the audience, for joining us today. Have a good day ahead and keep tuned in for more episodes.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your time.